I thought our pitching today was so on point. I was really proud of both, all three of them that threw tonight. It was really good. I really loved what Jordy looked like tonight, and I think you're seeing her get really comfortable on the mound. And our team is really excited when she comes out. She's bringing a lot of fire, very big, good competitive spirit on the mound as well. I like just the way we started. You know, it was hard in that first game because it took so long, and it was just really slow moving. And I felt like it was almost going to become our own trap going into this game against Auburn. And we talked about it, and the team really responded right out of the gate with Jayda and Tiare. So scoring early was helpful, and then just watching throughout the lineup, one point that was just huge for our team was Sid Sanders coming off the bench with bases loaded. She's been trying to get her groove, and she's starting to come around. You can feel it. So that was a huge at bat. Along with like Quincy Lilio just coming in with a couple walks that end up scoring, a base hit to get an RBI late in the game. So I just looked throughout the lineup, was proud of their play in the conditions that we were involved in.
Patty, I think yesterday you said something to the effect of tomorrow you're going to see a different looking team. Just the way that this team has been able to respond, whether it was early in the season or a loss to Baylor or some of the other the games that you haven't been too happy with, but just what's been the key to being able to pretty consistently do that?
Yeah. I think my expectations are their expectations. So if I'm feeling something, they're looking at me the same way, agreeing with what I'm saying without me, reprimanding them. It's just, knowing that we're better or we didn't have enough energy, and we're all on the same page. I just got done talking to them about having a very firm foundation in this program, and you can see that when they're called upon, they respond. And they gather together, they share information. I mean, it's such a solid group right now. And you can see where it's been taking us. I mean, this was such a rough week, and we're not done with it, with ranked teams coming at us over and over and over again, and they just stood the test big time. So I think it's just we're so on the same page, and we understand each other in that way and what we're trying to accomplish.
Jayda, on your leadoff home run, when did you know it was called foul, and how many times have you had to go around twice just to get one home run in?
I thought it was fair the whole time. I saw the umpire say foul, and I touched first. But I was like, you know what, just keep going, because you never know. And then when they said fair ball, I was like, just do it again. It'd just be fun just to go around the bases again. So I just did it again. So it should count as 2 home runs.
Yeah.
Is that what the airplane was for?
Yes.
Just to make sure the good vibe?
Yes, you got to make sure you do it right. Jossie would be mad at me if I didn't do a home run trot right. So.
But on a more serious note, a really good day just across the board for you. What's just kind of today been like, as Coach talked about a little before we got in here, that first game, it was so stop and start with, it seemed like it took forever to get through, and then you had some of that kind of spill over to tonight as well, with a ton of long 2-out rally innings, type like that, just be able to keep that going.
Yeah, I think sometimes it does get difficult when you have 2 games and it's freezing cold. Just mentally, you just have to prepare yourself. But like you said, we're all on the same page and we know the standards. And when we come together and we get that energy going, then there's really no stopping us, to be honest. We just keep rolling.
You mentioned Jossie would have been angry at you for not airplaning, but that makes me think of what other things does the legacy of playing for this program just subconsciously leak into your mind? How much does that affect you on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, I mean, almost everything that we do is from a legacy that probably started 20 years ago, or right when Coach got here. But like you're right, self-consciously, there's a lot of things that we do that we know we have to do. And one of them, running out first. I mean, that's something that I kind of struggle with, but I know like people would be disappointed. I'm representing something much more than me, representing the University of Oklahoma. I'm representing all the girls that came before me and are coming after me. So just holding that on your shoulders all the time when you're playing on and off the field, and just the way that you act.
Patty, you mentioned Jordy really finding her form. Is there a moment throughout the past week, couple of weeks, you can kind of pinpoint that maybe that's where she really turned it on, or is it just been kind of a steady building on into it?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty steady. I felt her closing at Florida State was a big wow factor for everybody. Big crowd, big moment, and she was just ice. She was money. And just building off of that, I'm really proud of her. You know, there's a lot of expectations on Jordy and all of our pitching staff, to be honest with you. And you know, they're not letting it seep in on them, and they're fighting through some things at times. But right now, I feel like all of them are really in a really good place, you know, and shutting down some big time offenses. So I like where we're at. We're starting to move up this mountain a little bit at the right time, and that's really exciting.
Patty, you mentioned Sydney. Just what's been the biggest thing you've noticed as she's sort of fought through some things, you know, early in the season? It seems like she's starting to.
You know, I think it's that freshman curse, like when you have such a phenomenal year as a freshman, and it's the goal and the expectation that you better that year. And so everybody chases it. You chase it and you chase it, and what's wrong with you, and what, you know, all of that. And it's just, once you can get through that, you'll know you'll never go back there again. You just have to get through it, you know. And it's been hard because she's wanted to prove herself. Alina, you know, I've had Jossie Allo has done that. Lauren Chamberlain has done that. Some of the best of the best. And so you can see Sid working through it, and I feel like she's starting to break free of that and let all those feelings. It's all internal. It's internal feelings or things you hear, and then they just start clicking in your head all the time and keep you awake at night and all those yucky things. So she's had some good BP and good stuff happening at our field, and I'm really starting to see a different look on her, real confident look. So that's going to be really good for our team at this moment.
How much of that, not only is she going through what a lot of sophomores go through, but then she's having to come to a new program, and you and JT with just different way of doing things. Like, how much added did that add onto her plate?
A lot. It's quite different. You know, when athletes come in as transfers, they come in almost like freshmen because they have to learn a new system, new coaches, new style, new culture, new play, new teammates, everything. They've handled it really well. They get along with everyone. It's just like, I don't want to disappoint my team. Oh, you've heard about me. I've done this and that, and I'm not doing it here for you guys. And, you know, whatever it is that they're going through, that's what I'm imagining they might be thinking. But we're about out of that. I think everybody on this team is starting to really hit stride right now.
You mentioned the pitching. How happy are you with the defense behind it?
Love defense. It's just wonderful to have the captain back, but I've loved what has been going on without her out there. Thus, I can start pulling some of these guys off the field and give them a breath and let some of these other guys get playing time and not feel uncomfortable about it. So defense has been just I think we're fielding over 990, which is almost unheard of, but proud of it.
How important is it, you mentioned getting some, not just rest for some other players, but getting some of the younger players in that for experience purposes, but in a game like this against the ranked opponent, how much more important is that for them?
It's very important because there's going to be a day here in the future where I'm losing 7 superstars all in one year, and that's going to be really difficult. So I've got to keep feeding these other players, the Averys, the Jossie Ericksons, Sophias. I've got to keep feeding them because they are the future. And but they're showing that they can be helping us right now, and that's as important as anything in the moment.
And Patty, going back to Jayda's home run, what was your perspective on it? Yes,
Well, it looked fair to me, so I started running at the home plate fire, and she's like, look, go over there. You go start over there. So I said, ask for help, and I mean, I just was starting to get a little too excited, and so they just had their conversation. But it looked, what's hard for us is some of these home runs are so high that we need foul poles that are taller, and they've got to judge it, and they're so far apart. So, but they got it right. They got it right.
How frustrating is it for you as a coach to have replay available in some games and not in others?
It's rough. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. So we just don't have those capabilities here at home. We certainly would have that, but now we don't have to worry about it because I believe, every conference game we do have it. So it does help the game a lot.